Welcome to the Everything Podcast. I am your host, and in today's episode, we are going to be covering the newest Street Fighter. So there was one made, the original one, back in 1994 with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So this should be quite interesting. So as usual, what I'll do is I'll give you some interesting info regarding the cast, etc. And we'll watch a trailer and I'll give you my thoughts. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So usually when I do give information in the cast, I give suggestions about the movies that the cast were in. But today I'm not going to do that, and you'll see why, because the cast is monstrous. So let's get into it. So Street Fighter is an upcoming American martial arts film directed by Kitao Sakurai from a screenplay by Dallin Moosen. It is the third live-action film adaptation of the video game series published by Capcom, and the fourth live-action feature-length adaptation overall, serving as a reboot of the film series. So it seems like Hollywood's going the gaming route, with Minecraft and Mario and so on and so forth. So that seems to be the route that Hollywood's going. So set in 1993, estranged Street Fighters Ryu and Ken Masters are thrown back into combat when the mysterious Chun-Li recruits them for the next World Warrior Tournament. A brutal clash of fists, fate and fury. But behind this battle royale lies a deadly conspiracy that forces them to face off against each other and the demons of their past. And if they don't, it's game over. The irony in that statement. So, Street Fighter is scheduled to be released in the United States by Paramount Pictures on October 16th, 2026. So, So the picture you'll see on screen is kind of cool, I thought. I thought this would be a fun way to do the cast. So, you'll see an arrow pointing. Let's get into the cast now. So, first we have Andrew Koji. And Andrew Koji is going to be playing Ryu. And then we have Noah Centineo, and Noah Centineo is actually going to be playing Ken. And then we have Kalina Liang, and she is going to be playing Kalina Liang. Sorry, I beg your pardon. But she's playing Chun-Li, I know that. There we go, Chun-Li. I just wanted to confirm that. Then we have Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is going to be playing Guile. And then we have Orville Peck. And he seems to be wearing masks in real life the whole time, which is kind of ironic. Is going to be playing Vega. Yes, I thought as much. And it's what I said by the irony, sorry for the delay, is that Vega has a mask. So it kind of works with his character. Then we have 50 Cent, a.k.a. Curtis Jackson. And he'll be playing, let me check, sorry, it is a monster list, guys. Please bear with me as we go through this. So Curtis Jackson is going to be playing Balrog. And then Jason Momoa, he is actually going to be playing Blanca. That should be fun because Blanca's like this big, bulky character, whatever the case is. So his body kind of works with how Blanca, this big, strong, bulky dude, So that should be fun to see. I wonder how he's going to play that character. You see something in the trailer that I find quite interesting, and it's maybe his transition into Blanca, which is quite a lot of fun. Then we have Vijay Jamal, and he's been going to be playing Dulcim. Oliver Richters, Dutch bodybuilder, which he's a monstrous guy. He's 2.18 meters tall. So he's one of the biggest people on the planet, guaranteed. I don't think you find bigger guys than Olivier Richters. He's playing Zangief, which makes perfect sense because Zangief is absolutely huge in the game. Then we have Hiroki Goto. And Hiroki Goto is going to be playing, give me a sec, E. Honda. Good casting for that one. Actually kind of looks like him too. Then we have David Dashmalchian. And David is going to be playing M. Bison. Good casting there too. I like that. And then we have Joe Anua. He's going to be playing Akuma. and he's Joe Noah is actually known as Roman Reigns. And then we have Andrew Schultz going to be playing Dan Hibiki. Eric Andre is actually going to be playing Don Savage, or Savage, whichever you want to say it, I guess. Then we have Mel Johnson, who's playing Cammy. And then Raina, sure, that's the surname. Raina Vallandingham. Easier to say when you've actually seen it in its entirety. She's playing Julie. And then Alexander Volkanovski, who's actually a Australian, well, he fights in the UFC too, but he was a former Australian fighting champion. And he is going to be playing Joe. Cool, so that's the cast. So you can see why I didn't want to go through all of their credits as well, because it's, this video would be like 45 minutes long then. So yes, that is the cast, monster cast, as I said, as promised, and a cool cast too. I actually think the characters look very, very much on point. I'm very happy with Cody Rhodes. I'm also like Noah Centineo, Joe and Noah, like all of them actually look really, really on point. So that's very cool. And I'm kind of keen to see how they're going to redo Blanca. Because obviously in 94 when they did it, they didn't have the kind of CG and backing to make the character look as realistic. It's kind of like Hulk, the first Hulk, in the 70s or whatever the case is, or 80s. And then you compare it to the Hulk with Mark Ruffalo. It did look cool, in CG form. Although I'm not like a huge fan of CG all the time, green screen stuff. I like, live sets. Those always look nice. But, a bit of CG here and there tastefully it goes a long way. So let's watch the trailer together of Street Fighter. And that was the trailer for Street Fighter. So not a very long trailer, but yes, a lot to unpack. So they give you a glimpse of all the characters for the most part, which is really cool. Weird to see Andrew Schultz in a movie for fighting because he's a comedian. So I can't imagine, you don't imagine a comedian as a person who's like aggressive. They're supposed to be a jokey type of person. So it's weird to see him in a movie like this. How much fighting he'll actually do in the movie is going to be something fun to see and behold. So yeah, maybe he can throw down. Who knows? It should be fun. So yeah, you get to see Zangief, how strong he is, Dulcim with his little chains and stuff. Character looks really cool. E Honda, Guile's hair. You only see his hair, which is iconic, of course, his hair. This is a game I used to play as well. Not as much as Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat, I could pick out the characters. I could tell you exactly who they're going to be without, a little bit of research. These I had to kind of jog my memory because it's not something I played recently. I played this, 20, 30 years ago the last time. So it's coming back as we go. But yeah, it looks like the fight scenes are going to be super gritty, which is cool. None of this eccentric stuff, where the guys are flying around, breaking the normal bounds of physics and human abilities. It looks very well grounded as far as what I can see so far. It's very short. It's only a 40-second trailer, but like from what you can see, it looks like the fights are going to be well grounded, which is always nice. Some of it. So don't take my word for it that it was all of it, but there are some pieces that look very gritty, and well-grounded. Of course, there are going to be some things that's going to pop up. Like for example, there's a piece where Guile does a backflip and kicks someone through a wall. I get that that's not normal. But what I mean by gritty more than, over the top stuff. I mean, that someone can do a backflip and kick you, sure. Through a wall, not really. So it's that balance of it, which I'm kind of getting at. And it looks, when someone's getting punched, it looks, that it could actually hurt, and the way they've put it together. So whoever the choreographer is of this is doing a good job, is basically what I'm getting at. Very, very colorful cinematography. A lot of neons, a lot of bright colors at the background, and so on. It's obviously like this underground fight thing or whatever. Big, but more sort of underground-y kind of look, so casting, characters, cinematography, etc. The fight scenes look very, very cool. You get a very, very quick glimpse of Jason Momoa. And I'm not sure if that's him changing into Blanca or not, but you kind of see his eyes glowing. So I'd imagine that's kind of when he's turning into Blanca officially. So that's cool. And it does look rad. Not going to lie to you. So when I heard that this was going to come out, at first I was like, oh, okay. And watched the trailer and color me intrigued properly, because this looks fun. This does look fun. As far as let me just think of his name now. Alex Volkanovsky. Yeah, that's how you say it. It's weird to see him with blonde hair, because he doesn't have hair, generally speaking. It's quite weird to see him with like long blonde hair. A real fighter, some WWE people in here. And a lot of actual martial artists, which I think helps. I don't know if anyone remembers Roadhouse. That looks so good because Conor McGregor is actually a fighter, So, and Jake Gyllenhaal did a good job to hold his own. Very, very good job. Obviously got a lot of tips from Conor, which was spoken about in like the press junkets and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So this is something. It came out of the blue. I had no idea this movie was even happening. And I'm kind of glad it is. I mean, it's been 32 years since the one I liked, at least. Look, it's a guilty pleasure. It wasn't a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. So maybe this is a reboot that can, because a lot of reboots have come out and have not really stuck the landing, and maybe this one will. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts about that, and if you enjoyed today's show, in the comments below. And then, as usual, please do show us some love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. But that is it for today's episode of the Everything Podcast, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.